Namaskar, welcome to PGurus. I'm your host JK. There are few sites in India that needs to be tagged as UNESCO sites. Right, we know the Shore Temple in Mahabalipuram and other places have already been given the status, and few more needs to be given that. And we have to understand the reason why it has to, and why is that it has not been done so far. Just to explain that, the person who has kind of sent a representation to the government is with us. Happy to welcome Advocate Jagannath-ji, who has kind of sent his request to the government. Namaskaram.
Namaste ji, namaskaram. Thank you so much for having me on the show.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much for your time, Jagannath-ji. So we would like to understand, we see that you have kind of sent a request to the government to add almost 25 sites as a UNESCO heritage site. Why this 25 and why is it now?
Well, these things should have been done, since independence, we could run a lot of sites. We could add a lot of sites. We have not done so is my concern. These things should have been done way back, about 40 years back. We have actually missed the bus for so many years. Why we have missed the bus is something that the previous government should answer. But however, at least now it is never too late to be added. Now, if I can just give a brief background with regard to what this entire thing is all about. See, UNESCO as a body recognizes certain sites which it will make as a UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now, to become a UNESCO World Heritage Site, there is something called as the operative guidelines or operational guidelines. Every year, the UNESCO body, there's a convention which meets together in various places across the world, and they frame operational guidelines. Within these guidelines, you will have certain qualifications and classifications, and if we come under the ambit, scope and purview of those classifications, those particular sites, by the ratifying country, if it is given, it will be added to the UNESCO Heritage List. Now, 2021, there were guidelines which were issued by UNESCO. They were called operational guidelines. Based on these operational guidelines, after COVID, the idea was that more sites have to be added because tourism, as you know, after COVID, what happened? So in 2021, the operational guidelines were given. And based on the 2021 operational guidelines by UNESCO, India being a ratifying country had adopted naturally as a natural process. Now we have about, our country is one of the most diverse and one of the most important cultural melting point of the entire world. In fact, if you see, our culture is one of the most, we have one of the most oldest civilizations in the entire world. We have beautiful cities, beautiful temples, we have beautiful greeneries, we have beautiful natural parks in our country, and these things deserve an international recognition by UNESCO. And therefore, I had researched all these 25 sites across India, including places in Northeast. They say that Northeast is the gateway to the secret of beauty of India. So there were a lot of things that had to be researched and given to the Ministry of Culture. So what I did was I had undertaken a research, a detailed research, and I had suggested about, in my representation, to Honorable Culture Minister, Mr. 𝙒𝙬𝙤𝙤, to Honorable the Cultural Minister with regard to this, Mrs. 𝗤𝑚𝑖𝑛𝑎𝑘𝑠ℎ𝑖 Lekhi, who is MOS for Culture, and to the Deputy Secretary, to the Joint Secretary of Culture pertinent to UNESCO matters, and more specifically to the Director of UNESCO matters and World Heritage in Archaeological Survey of India, and to the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, because they are the authority and they are the body which will decide all these things and give the names to the ministry for confirmation. Now, India as a ratifying country is supposed to maintain a list called as a tentative list. It is only those sites which the government of India adds into its tentative list which will be given to the UNESCO. And it is those sites which is given by the government to UNESCO which will be declared as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Now, if India is a ratifying country, for example, if we give Victoria Terminus or the Chhatrapati Shivaji Terminus in Bombay to UNESCO to declare it as a World Heritage Site, then UNESCO, after satisfying its the guidelines and all those things which I just said right now, if it is coming under the ambit, scope and purview, then it will declare, for example, the Victoria Terminus Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. And this has been done in the year 2017 also, after our Modi government came into power. So I had given a representation in which I had added about 25 sites. One was the Golden Temple in Amritsar. Second was our Srirangam Temple. We have Madurai Meenakshi Amman Temple. We have the Madras High Court Heritage Building where I practice, which is my place of practice, which fully deserves to be added as a UNESCO World Heritage Site because it's a wonderful place. I have also given the Howrah Bridge in Kolkata. I've also given the Sabarimala Temple, the Kolli Hills, the reserve of Kolli Hills. How beautiful a place it is, naturally also, and also the temple. And we have the Tirunelveli Nellaiyappar Temple. I had also given the Ram Setu, in fact, which we have a film right now. You must have seen the Ram Setu film. I had also requested for Ram Setu to be added with the UNESCO list. And if you see the northeast also, I have given the Satras and the Majuli Island in Assam. In addition to that, most importantly, I had given the Malagar Palace. It's called Mir Mahal Malagar Palace in Tripura, which was owned by the erstwhile Kingdom of Tripura. And I had also given the 𝙒𝙗𝘖𝙦𝙤𝙤 Hills in Tripura. Now, what has happened is that based on my representation, I received various replies from the Archaeological Survey of India over a period of time last year. And in 2022, in the month of March, I had received a reply from the Director General of World Heritage of the Archaeological Survey of India from Delhi. Now, he had stated that based upon my representation, upon examination and scrutiny, there are two sites. One is the Golden Temple, which is already added into this tentative list. Second is our Swami Ranganath Swami Temple in Srirangam. That has also been added into the tentative list already prior to my representation. After that, the remaining sites, the concerned circles, because the ASI maintains circles, those concerned circles have been given the duty to identify these particular things, examine them and give a feasibility report, whether they come within the outstanding universal value and whether they come within the ambit, scope and purview of the operational guidelines of 2021. This letter was given to me in the month of March 2022, this year. Now, subsequently, what happened was, I believe various reports have been filed before the Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, especially for World Heritage. And recently, if you see, one of the sites that I had given, which is, I just said, the 𝙒𝙗𝘖𝙦𝙤𝙤 sites, the hill in Tripura, and that has been added into a tentative list by the Government of India to be declared as a UNESCO site. Now, what Government of India will do is, apart from, you have the Rani Ka Bagh in Gujarat and one more temple in Gujarat. Apart from that, this UNESCO body, which is there, will be given by the Government of India these three things: the two temples in Gujarat and this 𝙒𝙗𝘖𝙦𝙤 Hills, which I had given in Tripura. These three things will be added to the tentative list, and it will be placed before UNESCO for them to see the justification of outstanding universal value as per the 2021 operational guidelines.
You made a representation as an individual or you're part of any committee. I believe this has to be done by some kind of an, say, historians, right? So why did you choose this?
Well, I believe in just one thing. Each and every individual in this country, irrespective of our religion or irrespective of our background, we are sons of this country. And we have a collective duty and responsibility to safeguard our culture and our traditions. Most importantly, our culture, which is very unique to us. So, as an individual, I had given this representation to the Government of India, Ministry of Culture.
Well, thank you very much, Advocate Jagannath, for your representation as a citizen of this country. And hopefully, I guess, apart from the 3 to 4 sites you have mentioned, hope the other 21 will also get added to the tentative list of UNESCO Heritage Site. Thank you once again.
Thank you so much.